You're watching Vancouver TV, where we show you what's happening in your city. We've got the latest movie reviews and access to your favorite celebs. From fashion to red carpets, live shows, and more, we cover it all, keeping you informed about your city and in the know about upcoming events.
I feel so close to you right now.
Welcome to Phi Lambda.
Hi, what are you doing? We don't hit joints in here.
Your parties must suck.
No, we don't throw parties here. In the United States, sororities are not allowed to throw parties in their own houses. Only frats can.
This is a sexist, restrictive system.
We're gonna start a sorority that can party the way that we want to.
What's the name of our sorority?
Kappa.
Kappa Nu.
Yeah!
We all go for a sorority that can party. Welcome to our sorority, Kappa Nu.
We're never gonna sell our house with a sorority living next door. What are we gonna do?
Maybe it's not that bad. Girls are usually quiet. They don't really take hard drugs. And they're much smarter. Oh no, I killed a girl.
I'm on painkillers, bitch! Kappa Nu!
We need somebody who can relate to stupid young people.
Hey neighbors, let's shut this shit down.
For my theme song, my leather black jeans on.
Good disguises, everyone. You look like a psychopath.
It's a clown, man. People love clowns.
Stop doing that.
Middle America pack.
They're trying to dismantle our sorority.
I got an idea. We go with the airbag trick.
That's not gonna work.
If it worked with guys, why won't it work for girls?
Those guys are idiots.
It's a little hard to call the cops without a phone.
Give us that back!
No!
Oh!
What the?
It's called a cord, dumbass!
Damn old people phone!
Those girls are out of control.
Get away from me! They're using their sexuality as a weapon. Someone help me!
Get out of here, you animals!
This isn't working! You're only making them sexier!
They don't understand that there's no I in sorority.
There's two, actually.
There's just one.
No, that's a Y.
No in the middle.
That's an O.
SOROITITY.
Sorority?
That's how you spell it.
You think the titty is silent? Stop it! Stop it!
Welcome to Vancouver Television. I'm your host, Maria Rincon. May 1st to 7th is Emergency Preparedness Week. Do you know what to do in case of an earthquake, forest fire, or flood? This information is crucial wherever you live in BC. Let's go learn how to be prepared. We're here with the president of the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs, Chief Paul Boissonneault. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having us.
No, great to have you here. We're also here with Jonathan. He's a public information officer. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So tell us about Emergency Preparedness Week, which is happening from May 1st to 7th.
Yeah, so what I can speak to is that we have a national campaign that we're doing across Canada. We've partnered with Duracell to ensure that we're working with stakeholders that have similar values that we have in the Canadian Fire Service. The Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs, we represent a national advisory council, so all the provinces, territories. What we're trying to do is spread a message of emergency preparedness on a national level, and then allowing people to dial things down to a local and regional circumstance. So we're here in Vancouver working with a national perspective, but also with Vancouver Fire and Rescue Service to basically spread the messaging that's necessary so that people can, 1, know the risks, 2, make a plan, and 3, get a kit.
So to be prepared for any situation, we need an emergency kit. Tell us about the perfect emergency kit we need to prepare.
The perfect emergency kit prepares you and your family for 72 hours without infrastructure. So things like food and water are absolutely critical. So 3 liters of water per day per person. I think people in Vancouver take for granted the need for water, but they need to remember that our domestic water comes from the North Shore. So those mains could be subject to rupture in a disaster. Like I said, food, things like flashlights, extra batteries for those flashlights, warm, dry clothes for the weather. We'd be very fortunate if the disaster struck today when it was 20 degrees, but but more than likely it's going to be 2 degrees and raining in Vancouver. So something to keep your family dry, because we may not have heat, we may not have power or gas in a case of a disaster. A first aid kit is critical, but also the training to use a first aid kit. So we encourage people to take the time to take some basic training to help their families, and that will also lessen the need for first responders who may be taxed beyond their capacity after a disaster. Other things, like I said, food, water, medications. If anybody in your family needs a special medication, a hand crank AM radio is a great idea, because if our communication networks are down, emergency messaging is going to be broadcast on AM radio. Basic things like a nice robust container to store it in, and then just checking it every 6 months to a year to make sure that your batteries are fresh and to make sure that your water's fresh, all those kind of things.
I think in Canada what you have to do is you have to really know your risks from region to region. I think that's extremely important. Understanding that, yes, in BC, as an example, seismic activity is going to be of great concern, but you've also got wildland interface fires that you should be concerned with. You've also got, in the prairies, you have certainly flooding potential like we've seen in Alberta. We've got situations like Lac Mégantic, where transportation of dangerous goods by rail as well as highways can pose a significant risk to communities. And certainly winter ice storms, both for out-of-power situations and certainly severity of snowstorms and ice storms, they present all risks to Canadians. So public safety is number one. We want to make sure that these kits can be sustainable, that allows our responders to deal with priority-based issues and concerns, and allows people to prepare themselves so that they can help themselves, as well as not being overtaxing on the first responder community.
So, as the president of the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs and being a chief officer yourself, have you had any experiences where you've seen that emergency kits have made a big difference?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the situation, I don't think there would be a situation, whether I've cited Lac Mégantic and the Alberta floods or what took place in Slave Lake, I don't think there would be anyone in those communities that would indicate that if they had an emergency kit, it wasn't well used or certainly represented itself well. And the scary part right now is that 53% of all Canadians do not have an emergency preparedness kit. And what's even scarier is that 57% cite that it's not their top priority, and 23% cite that it's based upon laziness. So our job within a national scale and local level is to try and ensure that we're getting to these people to understand that this is hopefully an insurance-based item that we hopefully never use, but in the case of an emergency, it's available for use and necessary for public safety.
So we're jumping into camping season. Tell us about forest fires and what we can do to prevent them or how to deal with them.
I think whether you're camping or whether you're in a dense urban environment like this, it's really important to keep fire safety in mind. We saw last summer with the short drought and the extreme fire hazard throughout the city that it's very easy to cause fires. So even in the urban environment, we remind people to only smoke in appropriate areas, only use things like barbecues and hibachis if they're in an approved area, dispose of smoking material appropriately. The vast majority of brush fires that we saw last summer were caused by inappropriately disposed smoking material. And when you're camping, observe any warnings. If there's campfire bans, please adhere to them. They're there for everybody's safety, not just as an inconvenience. So be aware of where you're going camping and what the current restrictions are.
So we know that all the items here in an emergency preparedness kit are really important, but if you could only choose 3, what would they be and why?
Out of the 3, for 3 things, I would say food, water, and a first aid kit. Food and water are critical because 72 hours is a long time. Like I said, our water supply might be disrupted, and it's a long time to go without any kind of food. A first aid kit not only will help you in any kind of an emergency, but it'll help lessen the load on first responders, police, fire, or ambulance who may already be overtaxed with responding to life-threatening situations. So if you can help you and your family look after minor emergencies by yourself, or at least until emergency services become more free, it helps out everybody.
So for Emergency Preparedness Week, what is Vancouver doing?
We're trying something unique this year. We're using Emergency Preparedness Week to kick off an 8-week campaign where we're going to challenge the citizens of Vancouver every week to acquire one specific piece of an emergency preparedness kit. Over the 8 weeks, we'll tell you what to buy each week, we'll tell you what features to look for, why you need it, and hopefully spread out the cost and the time investment in building one of these kits. And by the end of 8 weeks, everybody that's participating will have built their own emergency preparedness kit. So we're encouraging people to follow us at Van Fire Rescue on Twitter and Instagram. follow our YouTube channel, watch traditional media, follow us. You'll find out what to buy, where to get it, and then at the end of the campaign or during the campaign, share pictures of your kit with the hashtag #BuildYourKit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully it works. Like the chief said, there's a large majority of families who are unprepared. So if we can do anything to break down the barriers, to get them prepared, to help themselves and to help us after a disaster. Hey Vancouver, it's another beautiful sunny day here on the coast, and probably the last thing on anyone's minds is emergency preparedness. Our little seismic reminder of 2015 was only 16 weeks ago though, and a recent study has shown that over half of Canadian families aren't prepared for 72 hours after a disaster. That's okay, we understand, and we're here to help. Starting in the first week of May, which is coincidentally Emergency Preparedness Week, Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services is challenging the citizens of Vancouver to each week acquire one component of an emergency preparedness kit. We'll tell you what to get, we'll tell you what features to look for, and we'll tell you why you need it. At the end of the 8 weeks, you and your family will be more prepared for 72 hours without infrastructure. Follow us at Vanfire Rescue on Twitter and Instagram and share pictures of your kit with the hashtag #BuildYourKit. For more information, go to vancouver.ca/beprepared.
Welcome to Vancouver Television. I'm your host, Maria Rincon. Today, we're at the hockey practice of the West Coast Express AAA U12 hockey team. Under the guidance of their coach, former Canucks player Mats Lindgren, this all-girls hockey team is preparing for multiple spring tournaments. Let's go see some action on the ice. We're here with former Canucks player and current coach of the West Coast Express AAA U12 team, Mats Lindgren. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good.
An awesome practice today. So tell us about the spring tournaments coming up.
Well, we have a few tournaments coming up, and the first one is up in Kelowna. And I think for me, to be honest with you, the practicing and working on your skills and stuff is key at this age. But of course, you know, getting a chance to play against other top girls in the province and even outside the province is a great experience.
Yeah. How has your experience as a past Canucks player helped you coach this team?
It's a tough question because I think it's just because you played hockey at a high level doesn't really mean that you're a good coach or you know, that you're good with younger players. But I think what I like is I like to see the drive that the kids have, whether it's girls or boys. That's really what drives me, to see their improvement, and it's hard to say. I mean, I learned a lot from playing for the Canucks, but at the same time, these girls aren't there yet, and you kind of have to take it, you know, step by step.
Yeah, one step at a time. So I've heard you've never coached a girls team before. What made you jump at the idea of coaching this team?
Well, I had the privilege of playing or coaching one of the girls, Maddie Mold, this year during the regular season, and also I've been watching some of the girls that's on the team now, but they play for different teams. And for me, it was a no-brainer. You know, the girls on this team, it's you know, top girls. Well, I think what drives me overall is you know, the passion and the drive these girls have, and so once again, I don't see it's any difference from coaching a boys team. You know, I expect a lot from them. You know, it's the same, and it's just fun. You know, I don't really see it as a difference. You know, this is top end talent. You know, they really have, you know, goals in mind for the future, and they're ready to put down the time, and you know, that's all I can ask for.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Charie Van Dyke, and I'm the president of New Image College here in Vancouver.
So as we all know, you're also a hockey mom and the president of New Image College. What made New Image College jump to the idea of being a sponsor for this all-girls hockey team?
Well, New Image College is a school where we deal with creative arts and design, makeup, beauty. So we have a lot of students that are female-based, and we like to support female, I guess, sports or activities. Hockey, for me, I'm very passionate because my daughter Tristan has been playing now for 4 years. And we find that it's been a really unique sport for her to really develop relationships, understand commitment, understand goals, and we felt it was a good connection for New Image to support a female hockey team, I guess, which is an interesting kind of team because it's more aggressive. It has nothing to do with beauty. It's completely opposite. But Tristan has found passion in it, and we want, I guess, woman power, girl power. So hockey is girl power.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I congratulate you for supporting your daughter and one of her passions, and it's your passion as well. So what are some of the challenges and rewards of being a hockey mom?
Challenges is the time. Being a president of a school is very time committing. So I think hockey moms, or hockey parents in general, they are amazing parents. They support their kids. It almost makes me teary-eyed because, I get up every morning and I get her on the ice and she loves to go. So I think that's a real highlight. But the challenge is getting up at 5 in the morning on a Sunday where you want to relax and she has a tournament. So I think the challenge for a hockey parent is just the commitment and the time, it takes to be successful in this kind of a sport. Yeah.
And what are the rewards?
Rewards is she gets to have friends. And I think with girls in hockey, they're all about relationships and they're all about building a friendship. And I think for her, she's connected with so many people because she's played in so many different teams. They will have a team which is a spring league, like this one. Then they'll have their normal leagues, which run starting in September. She's played with boys, she plays with girls, and she just has connections. And for her, her network of friends is extreme. So I think that's a really big reward for her and for me to see her relationship building and having fun, just enjoying life as a young girl.
How important is teamwork when it comes to playing hockey? It's pretty important because you got to get to know your teammates and then they can start being your friends, and then as soon as you guys become friends, you guys can become best friends, and then you can hang out whenever you want, and it's fun.
One of my favorite parts of being on a hockey team is just hanging out with all my teammates and having a really fun time together, playing the game that we all love.
The best part of playing for an all-girls hockey team is because I can connect more with the girls, and we're more of a family than I am with the boys, and we have lots of fun all the time, and it's just really fun to play with all of them, and it's a great experience. The most challenging part of being a hockey player is probably giving up pretty much all of your time, for all practices and stuff. Instead of getting to hang out with your friends after school and stuff, you get to go to practice, and so it's pretty much just giving up that and being dedicated to your team and stuff.
Daily hockey practice for this group looks, if it's a small ice practice, it's explosive drills. We do close quarter passing drills, quick footwork drills, just to get the feet going. Small ice drills are usually maybe some little ice tactics, small ice tactics. Usually larger ice practice will be flow drills, like breakouts, working on offensive zone entries, regroups in the defensive zone. But again, Matt's priority with this group is high intensity, fast feet work, and possession of the puck. He's a big possession of the puck guy, doesn't like rimming the puck around the board, so a lot of stuff is team tactics. For me, helping out on the ice, probably my favorite thing is just being around the kids. I've been an on-ice, either an assistant coach or a coach for the last 7 years. 3 years at the North Shore Winter Club with a good friend of mine, and a few years before that at the Avalanche. But the favorite thing for me is just being around the kids, seeing the kids get better from the beginning to the end of the year, and hoping they all come back and want to play the next year.
It feels so good to be back out here in the sunshine. Thank you once again to the West Coast Express AAA U12 hockey team. From all of us here at Vancouver Television, we wish you the best of luck in your spring tournaments.
Hey VTV viewers, it's Christine White, your host of Vancouver Television and your reigning Miss Vancouver 2015 and 2016. Beside me here are the Rubber Duckies, and we're about to go on stage and perform benefiting Bikes for the Philippines. Check us out. I'm here with some of the parents and guardians of the Rubber Duckies, and they put this entire concert together. So how are you feeling, Miss Pamela?
I'm super nervous and excited at the same time. I think I'm more than excited than my daughter, to be honest with.
Yeah. So Milani worked really hard too for this concert.
Yeah, she is.
How was her practicing at home?
Oh, she's very good. Yeah, she's been practicing consistently, and this morning she woke up extra early. She couldn't sleep. She said, "I'm just excited." That's what she told me. It's like, okay.
I know she's been working so hard. And Miss Melba, who are you here to support?
I'm supporting the whole Rubber Ducky, but mostly Joshua.
So in a previous episode, he did call himself George. Why George?
I don't know. It was kind of surprising for us because he's a quiet boy.
And Joshua is the youngest member of the Rubber Duckies, is that correct?
Yes.
How old is he?
He's 10.
Joshua's 10 years old. And this is Kayla's mother.
Hi, I'm super excited about their performance. I'm glad and I'm really happy about these occasions.
Kayla's been a student of mine for many, many years, since she was this tall, and now she's this tall. I think she's almost as tall as you. Can you tell me about her dedication to music?
She's very, very excited, and she was really interested to go to be a teacher someday, just like you, Christine.
Yeah. Well, that's really flattering to hear, and I know she's so talented, so I can't wait to see what's in store for her in the future. Thank you so much. And this is Kuya Ricky, fellow teacher of CW Music. So, Kuya,
yep.
Can you tell us how hard you worked to put this entire event together?
Oh my God! I started this Rubber Duckies you know that we started them a couple of years already. Started them from scratch, and now this is the fruit of our labor now with Christine, of course.
Yes, and it's so nice that we're actually giving back to a charity that is in most of need. And it touches our hearts because the Philippines is a place that many of us are from, and it's actually a heritage spot that we want to bring attention to. So, Kuya Ricky, we got this, right?
Hi, I'm Jessica, and on behalf of Eight Wings Vocal Ensemble, which is myself and the 7 lovely people around me, we wanted to introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about why we're here involved in this event. So we are a self-started a cappella ensemble. We are self-directed. This is Jono, our artistic director. And together we rehearse about once a week a variety of repertoire from across the genres. We are super interested in social services, giving back to the community, arts advocacy, and musical excellence. So we try and contribute all of those things to all of our performances and gigs. Joey's going to tell you a little bit about how we got involved in this.
Yes. So yes, I'm Joey, and I'm actually a voice teacher here at CW Music, which is what this event is for, and along with Alyssa, who's another voice teacher and current music student. We both are teachers here, and yeah, I was one of the co-founders of the group, and I thought, why not bring our group here and support the cause, right? So yeah.
Okay, we want to take this moment to shout out to CW Music for putting on this great event. We wish them the best of luck in the Philippines, and we hope that they make everyone's dreams come true.
I'm Kayla, and I am the vocalist, one of the vocalists in the band. It's really great. It's amazing to, be the main of entertainment in this event and our concert. So I'm pretty nervous to see them after the first set. Hi, Mom and Dad. Thank you for supporting me to be able to be part of the Rubber Duckies and to be here today. And I hope you enjoy the show.
Well, tonight I had the opportunity and such an honor to be able to host a benefit event hosted by CW Music, and this benefits the children in the Philippines. It's Bikes for the Philippines. Well, I myself am Filipino, and my hopes is that with the talent of the children that we have, and as a mom, I would be an encouragement to other moms to encourage their children to participate in charities such as this, because really we have to think about other children on the other side of the world and what they lack, because we are so privileged to give everything that we can to the children here in Vancouver.
So we had an amazing concert. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone worked so hard. Thank you, Rubber Duckies, and thanks for everyone at home watching. See you next week on Vancouver Television.